Today we're exploring the scariest things to worry about in Minecraft. Minecraft is a scary game, sometimes. There are various scary things that can happen while you play, so what things should I be worried about the most? Let's do it! And let me know in the comments what you're the most scared of. In at 10, aw man. So way back in the mine, creepers are one of Minecraft's most iconic monsters. Being basically the mascot for the game despite originally being a mistake, kinda like me, but they're also one of the most terrifying things in the overworld, and I say that purely because they can't spawn in any other dimension. Plus, with Revenge recently being restored to YouTube, I figured that this number would get the most clicks. But I mean, come on, a 1.7 meter tall green dingling that will walk up to you and explode all over you without consent. It sounds like that Kermit meme on TikTok where the puppet is on like Omegle or whatever it is, and then he pulls up a cucumber. Yeah, that's the kind of energy that I feel creepers have. Plus, you know, it's an explosion that can actually kill you and destroy your builds. So yeah, creepers are definitely something that you should be worried about, and they're scary. In at 9, proximity traps. After the introduction of skulk sensors and their functionality, you can't walk anywhere without being terrified. This was perfectly demonstrated in Double Life, where there were multiple TNT traps using skulk sensors, one getting good times with Scar, but more specifically, I think that the one made by Grian using TNT minecarts was definitely worse, since TNT minecart traps explode instantly and normally would use pressure plates, so at least you could avoid it. But now, you could just be walking along and then boom, you're a goner. And the ability to silence them is also such a huge game changer when it comes to these traps. All you gotta do is drown the sucker in water and you won't even know what hit you. You can't even predict it when there isn't water, but adding the water to it will just make your life an actual living hell. I won't be able to trust servers again at any point, let alone playing hardcore with other people. God damn. Skulk sensors are actually the worst, but they're also the best. In at 8, the Nether. There's a reason there is a song called Screw the Nether. You gotta know you have to fight, okay? Learn to play. There's mobs, but it's not night. A wooden sword won't do it. They're gonna blast right through it, and if you have a potion, use it. So watch your back, okay? I won't warn you twice. Fight the ghasts. Oh, make them cry, because they'll shoot the ground around you and make a hole to fall through. And you know you're probably going to, and there you go, in the lava again. There's a reason this place is so often compared to hell, because it feels like hell, the things you just went through. And you probably lost all your new gear too, unless you had netherite at least. But anything that wasn't just gets burned up. Plus, I think blazes are the most annoying mobs in the game to fight straight up. It's just wrong, alright? Even if you have a fire resist potion, you still have to deal with the fire graphic in your face. I'd rather the fire res actually just prevent me from catching fire, which seems like true fire resistance instead of just heat resistance, but oh well, I guess I don't really have a choice here. And it's 7, mutant beasts. An OG mod that has gotten some serious updates is the Mutant Beasts mod. Originally known as Mutant Creatures, with so many more mobs being added to the game, there must be a load of new mutants, right? Well, no, actually. I think that's only on the Pocket Edition version of this mod, which is the one that's more popular for some reason. But either way, the Mutant Creatures mod adds naturally spawning yet rare but also creatable mutant versions of the zombie, skeleton, creeper, and enderman mobs. There's also a mutant spider pig that made me avoid playing with this mod for around 7 years, not even a joke. But each monster has their own abilities and their own drops, with enderman dropping a hand that allows you to move blocks and like pick them up and throw them as weapons, and the skeleton dropping their bones that you can collect and make into armor. Creepers drop an egg that lets you hatch your own creeper baby, and zombies drop a Hulk hammer. But mutant zombies are just Hulk with extra steps, but also Thor. I don't know. There's a mutant snow golem that can fight on your side, but they have to actually be made using Chemical X and can't spawn naturally. It's also not a guarantee that Chemical X will create a mutant, and you don't really have to worry about this unless you have the mod installed. But if you do, you gotta worry about it. I love the mod, alright? I had to talk about it. Plus, clickability. And at 6, hackers. This is something that you should really fear in any game when playing online, but cheaters and hackers are some of the most aggravating things in the world. If it's something like 2b2t, alright, then it's okay, because that's an anarchy server. The whole point is that there's no rules. But if it's someone on like a normal survival world and then they're getting around your claims, or they're just like spawning in all the stuff that you're working so hard for, it can definitely get worrying, especially when the hacker inevitably gets bored because they don't have to work for anything, and then they absolutely start destroying everyone else without a care in the world. And then they don't care about being banned because they didn't have to work for anything that they have, so they aren't really losing anything. It's literally one of the most frustrating things in the world, but it also makes me worried as hell whenever I'm online in literally any game, but still in Minecraft. Halfway through into number 5, how did we get here? Getting all the achievements or advancements in the game is a really difficult task, with some of the advancements being absolutely ridiculous, like fly 50 blocks high because of a shulker's levitate effect, or looking at the ender dragon through a spyglass, and also stepping in every single possible overworld biome, which is like 44 biomes, because it also includes variants. But the most difficult advancement of all is still the how did we get here advancement, which requires you to have every status effect in the game. Okay, well, not everyone, but most of them, including bad ones. This one requires you to have absorption, bad omen, blindness, conduit, dolphin's grace, fire resistance, glowing, haste, hero of the village, hunger, invisibility, jump boost, levitation, mining fatigue, nausea, night vision, poison, regeneration, resistance, slow falling, slowness, speed, strength, water breathing, weakness, wither, and darkness, or the one that is given to you by the warden, alright? Not to mention the whole trading with a villager at build height advancement or breeding every mob in the game. But honestly, if you're going to attempt how do we get here, good luck, because the shulker is probably the most annoying and difficult thing to literally ever move. And at 4, ultra realistic graphics. This I'm not worried about because it's going to cause me any grief, but my computer, that's another story. Minecraft ultra realistic graphics will actually kill your computer if you haven't got like a NASA grade PC. Some of these texture packs, shaders, and mods will absolutely annihilate any decent PC when they're used together, so if you're going to use them, I suggest you have an idea of what your computer can handle before giving it a shot. I personally don't prefer the ultra realistic resource packs. I don't really want a block game to look like real life, but there are some HD packs that are definitely better than others. The stylized resource pack combined with BSL shaders is my personal preferred combination, or at least when doing something like this, but that's also currently being worked on, or at least the resource pack is, and it doesn't have all the blocks completed, so it's kind of all over the place. And since it's only really accessible on Patreon, I don't know if it ever will be completed, because then what will the Patreon be for? Which is why I don't really like that sort of pay structure for things like this, okay? A one-time payment for lifetime access and updates is a better solution in my mind. Like, make it more than like just a month, but like I'd rather pay 35 bucks for all the updates than like 7 a month, especially when there's not really any updates. Getting close to the end, in number 3, the Ender Dragon. I was originally going to say the end dimension in general, but honestly, the reason it's risky is because of the Ender Dragon. Partially because people will legit get mad at you for calling it a he, because everyone says that she's a girl, despite Jeb saying that Jean's gender is dependent on your seed. And yes, they also named the dragon Jean with a question mark. However, I will tell you from personal experience that it is possible to beat the Ender Dragon with nothing but your fist, as long as you take out the crystals so they can't regenerate. So yeah, it's definitely not as scary as I originally thought. It certainly took a while to do, but it is definitely possible, and something I actually did in my last hardcore world. It was very difficult, and I practiced multiple times before trying the actual one, and I did die every time I practiced, but I just figured that I'd go for it anyway. And no matter what, he died punching a dragon to death sounds a lot better than he got killed by a baby zombie and a spider while having the effects of a golden apple. Sorry, Philza, but you're literally famous, so honestly I don't really think you care about me apologizing or not. You're doing just fine either way. But ultimately, in at number 2, the Wither. The Wither was at one point the scariest Minecraft mob, but then we figured out how to cheese it underground, and then with iron golems. But before that, this 300 or 600 health, depending on your version, Titan was definitely something we were all terrified to face. But then, one man wondered if the Wither could be killed by punching, and you know what? Yes, it's possible. Minecraft YouTuber Wadzi made a video on this very subject and proved that with the proper technique and a lot of time and focus, it was possible to punch the Wither to death with absolutely no armor. He trapped it in a bedrock room, of course, which was what made it possible since it couldn't fly away and you can't really punch something that's in the sky. But with some effort, this could be possible in the vanilla game, if you're using like the nether ceiling and maybe an obsidian floor. It would be a lot of work, but it's certainly possible, as Wadzi proved in this video. So after seeing that, I'm definitely on the whole Wither isn't the scariest thing in the game now train. But what could it be? Haha, before I let you know, how about you do me a favor and hit that like button, alright? You've watched this far, so you clearly liked it, so might as well just show the love, right? And finally, in at number 1, the Warden. Mo Yang wanted the Warden to be feared, and with the Warden having a total of 500 health, which equates to a total of 250 hearts in game, it accomplishes that. It was designed to be an overwhelming force of nature, so this massive health pool was a great start. And while this is formidable for Java Edition players, since the Warden is the strongest mob in the game for us, the Warden still falls 100 hearts short of the Wither in Bedrock Edition, making it the heaviest hitter but not the strongest on the hearts front. But it's definitely about drive and power with this giant mother hubber. The Warden's melee attack disables shields for 5 seconds, and if the target is still in its search radius and on higher ground or hiding behind walls or something, the Warden can charge up a powerful sonic boom attack. This guided attack can pass through blocks, up to like 12 of them, and you can actually like see it coming at you in like a shock wave. It's terrifying. It deals 10 damage or 5 hearts on every mode in Java Edition, or 3 hearts on easy, 5 on normal, or 7.5 on Bedrock Edition. But it also, on top of all of that, bypasses shields and armor too. Yeah, maybe you can chip away at the Warden, but as soon as he locks you in, you're screwed. I managed to capture one at some point, but I died 6 times trying to do it. Definitely worry about the Warden. The Warden is that crazy, damn straight he is. And if you want to see more about the Warden, check out the top 10 scary Warden origin stories video, which will be appearing on your screen now. Thank you for watching.